Beginning. First encounter on Zeryn Prime. The first time I saw her, I thought I had entered the wrong sector of Zeryn Prime. The planet's sky shimmered with violet storms and floating crystalline formations, but nothing in the scenery compared to the presence of the being before me. I'm Captain Jalen Aric, human envoy and explorer, sent to negotiate the first interspecies alliance with the alien civilization of the Seraphylians. Their culture was renowned for beauty standards unlike anything humans had ever imagined: symmetry, bioluminescence, and an elegance of form that was engineered through generations of genetic refinement. Yet there she stood, apart from the perfectly formed diplomats and warriors of her race. Her skin glimmered faintly in the stormlight, but she lacked the expected radiance of her people. Her eyes were too large, her posture slightly awkward, her movements hesitant. She caught me staring and tilted her head slightly, almost shyly. I'm not beautiful," she whispered. The words were soft, barely audible over the hum of the hovering air vehicles outside the palace dome. Not like human women anyway. Froze. For a moment I couldn't respond. My mind scrambled, trying to process her statement alongside the undeniable pull I felt. Humans had their standards, Seraphylians theirs, but this wasn't about comparison. This was about presence. Yet my eyes didn't move. I couldn't look away. She was mesmerizing. Not because of symmetry or glow, but because of her aura, the subtle hum of intelligence, vulnerability, and a kind of raw honesty that cut through the artifice of diplomacy. Learning about her world. I soon learned her name was Kaelira, a junior envoy for the Seraphylian High Council. She wasn't used to humans. Her people rarely interacted with outsiders except under strict supervision. Her self-doubt was palpable, yet her courage was unspoken. Our first official meeting took place in the Crystal Chamber, a vast hall lined with floating lights that mirrored the stars outside. Delegates from both species watched tensely as we began discussions about trade routes and cultural exchanges. Kaelira spoke first, her voice steady but quiet. She admitted that humans fascinated her, not for conquest, but for curiosity and unpredictability. She admitted that she didn't feel worthy of being compared to human ideals of beauty. I am not radiant like my peers," she said, glancing at her own hands. "Not bright. Not symmetrical. Humans are stunning in your simplicity." I felt my chest tighten. She spoke as though apologizing for her existence, yet the raw honesty made her radiant to me in ways no engineered symmetry could. I replied carefully, "Kaelira, beauty is not symmetry. It's presence. What you radiate now, in your truth, is far more compelling than perfection ever could be." Her eyes widened, and I saw something flicker, a mixture of surprise, hope, and disbelief. She had never been told that before, not by her peers, not by anyone. A moment alone. Later that day, I escorted Kaelira through the hanging gardens of Zeryn Prime, a serene courtyard suspended above the violet storm clouds. It was quiet, private, and alive with a faint scent of ionized flora. She walked slightly behind me, hesitant. Her voice broke the silence. You don't see me as flawed." I turned slightly, glancing at her. "Not at all. I see you." She froze. You mean that?" "Every word," I said. The storm clouds below glimmered with electric purples and blues, reflecting in her eyes. For the first time, she allowed herself to slow, to breathe, to meet my gaze fully. There was a vulnerability there I had never seen in a leader, a young envoy, or anyone else I had ever met. Drew me in. "Humans, they are brave," she whispered almost to herself. "Brave enough to see me this way." I wanted to reach out to touch her hand, but I restrained myself. Protocol existed, yes, but some moments demanded no artificiality. She was raw, honest, alive, and I couldn't let decorum spoil it. Middle, trust and shared secrets. Over the next few days, our paths crossed constantly. Negotiations, council meetings, and ceremonial tours brought us together. Every interaction revealed more layers. Kaelira's intelligence, her empathy, her subtle humor that only I seemed to catch. During one private moment in the observation deck, overlooking the storm-lit plains, she confided something remarkable. On my world, beauty is power. It dictates your career, your respect, your place in the hierarchy. Nay, I never felt I belonged. Her admission hit me hard. I had faced insecurities of my own, but nothing like this. Nothing where an entire civilization weighed one's value on appearance. Kaelira, I said softly, your worth isn't defined by what others expect. It's defined by what you carry inside. Your honesty, your courage. Those are beautiful. Nay, I can't stop noticing you. She looked at me, eyes wide, mouth slightly open. For a heartbeat, we existed outside the politics, outside the alien judgment, outside the eyes of 1,000 onlookers. Then she whispered again, almost too softly to hear. I never imagined someone could say that. And mean it. I stepped closer. She didn't move back. Instead, she tilted her head slightly, inviting, not commanding, the connection that bridged two species. Middle, the storm and the danger. Negotiations weren't the only challenge. A rogue faction of Seraphylians, opposed to human contact, attempted to sabotage the talks. A group infiltrated the crystal chamber with advanced energy weapons, intending to capture or harm us both. Kaelira froze initially, but then her training kicked in. Together we navigated the chaos. I covered her while she used her knowledge of the chamber's mechanisms to trigger defensive wards. Sparks flew, energy fields hummed, and the rogue attackers were neutralized without casualties. In that crucible, she saw me not as a human outsider but as an ally, a partner. And I saw her not as flawed but as fearless, brilliant, and profoundly alive. After the danger passed, we found ourselves alone, hearts racing. The violet storm clouds reflected our exhaustion, our relief, our unspoken connection. I thought maybe I'm not human beautiful, she said quietly. And yet, I replied, voice low, I can't stop staring. Her lips curved into a faint smile. That single gesture held gratitude, disbelief, and a hint of something else, trust, ending a bond beyond worlds. By the conclusion of the summit, human-Seraphylian relations had strengthened significantly. Treaties were signed, trade routes secured, and cultural exchanges planned. But for Kaelira and me, the true achievement was personal. In the final private meeting, she looked at me with clarity I had never seen before. You see me as I am, she said, not what I am expected to be. That is a gift. It's truth, I said. Something I wish more people could experience. She nodded slowly, and for the first time, the careful walls of her posture relaxed. We were equals, not by rank, not by culture, but by honesty.